Hey everybody, this is Old Grimes. A 1, 2, 3. Alright, so that was Old Grimes. I'm playing here 3-finger style on a 5-string banjo. This is an old fiddle tune, and this arrangement is very much inspired by Julian Lage and Chris Eldridge's version. I'll put a link to a YouTube of them playing it live. Maybe I'll link the Norman and Nancy Blake version, because that's also a great version. I really like this tune. It's a lot of fun. So this song is generally played in the key of D, which is where we're playing it, but I have a capo on the 2nd fret here, so I'm thinking C. And I also have my spike here on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So if you don't have a spike, you're going to have to do a couple things here. You can tune the 5th string up to A, and then the only difference is instead of getting this note with your thumb, you're going to end up getting this note with your pinky. I'll talk about that more when it comes up. But you could also, if you're just practicing it by yourself, you could definitely just practice this in the key of C. But it is played often in the key of D. Now, we're just going to go line by line through the tab. But if you want a copy of the lead sheet or the PDF of the tab, that'll be up on my Patreon. So you can check that out in the link below. I'll also put a link to, I'll do a guitar video lesson for this if you want to show some guitar player and play along with them. Okay. Anyways, let's get to it. Oh, no, sorry, before we get to it, let's talk a little bit about the chords, right? So let's just go through the chords. We have, there's the A section that repeats, so we have these chords. And don't neglect the chords, because if you're playing this tune, you're probably going to be playing the chords more than you're playing the melody. Or if you're only jamming with one other person, you're playing it 50-50. So the chords are pretty important. Okay, so here's the chords. We have the A section is C, G, then A minor, F, G, C, G, A minor, F, G, then C. Then the whole A section repeats. G, A minor, F, G, then C. The B section is C chord, F, A minor, G, C, F, F again, G, then C. I'll do it one more time, the B section, because it always repeats. F, A minor, G, C, F, F, G, then C. Right? I think I was just doing thumb alternating roll and some forward reverse in there. The important part, and this is really common with fiddle tunes in particular, is you have these resolutions on beat 3. Like, so in the last bar you have G, then C. So it's really important that you get that C note on beat 3, right? 1, 2, C, pinch. As opposed to, like, often like a forward reverse roll sounds weird there. Right? You want to end the phrase. C. Anywho, let's go line by line through this. So I will put the first line of the tablature up. Actually, maybe before we talk about this, this is all melodic style. Melodic style basically means we're trying not to hit 2 notes on the same string. We're always switching strings. So it's very confusing for the brain. But if you're versed with a C major melodic scale, this will make it a lot easier, right? Essentially, I'm going to say the notes as they would be if we didn't have the capo on, but essentially you're getting C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We can get this D here. We never go that high. Right? So that's a really good exercise to just practice up and down, because learning these melodies can often be very confusing for the brain. So Just try running that before you practice this. Just run that up and down, trying to get it memorized, and it will make this a little bit easier. There are kind of some solutions we have to find where we play C here sometimes and C here sometimes. Anywho, here's the tablature. First line of the A section. Okay, looks like this. I'll play through the line. There you go. Now, a couple things I'll just mention. This slide with the middle finger to the C. Often we get the middle finger on the C, we get the E with the third finger, and this F comes up with the first finger, right? I find this when we get to the third bar there, we go... oh, no, sorry, the second bar. I tend to bar. You don't need to bar. You could do this. Right, that also works. When I get up here and get this, it's written as a 5. I actually think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. It's written as a 5 here. And I get this just with my thumb, right? This is the only note we're getting on that 5th string. If you don't have a spike and you're just tuned to an A, then you can get this note with your pinky here, right? That's right, right? No. Actually, you would go back, so you'd have to get it with your thumb and do it this way. That's kind of wrong. It's always just 2 frets down if you're doing it that way. Anyways, you can experiment, make sure it sounds right. But I get this note with my thumb. This is a beat before the third bar there. So notice that my middle finger here has this shape of, this we're going to say is A, B, right? And the middle finger just goes back down to get this E note. And you'll see that happen a lot when you're doing this. That middle finger kind of going back and forth. Anyways. Right, again, we have to switch here because we want to go down lower. We have to, instead of getting this C, we have to get this C to go down lower. That's probably one of the trickier things about thinking about playing this. And here, just this last bar, you could do it with 2 fingers. Sometimes that's a bit nicer. In this case, I'm switching with my middle finger. Okay, next line is very similar, but we slide up to the C first and then hit it twice. All the same. This is the only part that's different. So now notice here I get the C here, and I actually hold these notes. Alright, so then we have the first ending picks us back up into it, where we repeat the whole A section. Then we have this last phrase, which is exactly the same. We're just doing a pickup now into the B section. So to start the B section, we get these first 2 notes. Okay, now this phrase is actually kind of important, just this next note, because I want to do it 2 different ways. So I've actually written out both ways, and you can do whichever one you want. You can do one or the other, or you can practice both. I like to practice both just to kind of get it. So the first way I have it here is we've got the middle finger going C, D, and then here we're hammering on from the first finger to the third finger. So that's what I have written there, 1 to 3. And I put the fingers in there as well. And then, actually let me just play through this. Okay, so now this first bar, this is the tough part. Right, I have this 1 to 3 hammer on, and my middle finger basically stays on the C. And then I'm basically holding all 3 notes here with my middle, third, and second. And then I get this F note with my first finger. And then I'm back to this C here. So that's one solution. If you find that one hard, try the next one first. But it's nice to do both of them, because if I want to do a hammer on, the third finger makes the most sense. Now here, this part's a little bit weird as well, is I'm going to slide first my third finger, and then get my first finger to get this G note, and then I'm going to slide with my first finger, and then I make this little shape of 7, 8, 9. back to this 5 and 5. Now this part, that took me a little while to kind of think about how I wanted to do it, and there's so many different options. You'll notice here that we play this G note there, we also play it here, and we also play it here, in 3 different places, but to me this felt the most natural, so that's the way I want to do it. Okay, picking up to the last line here. Now, this is where we have that difference. It's the same melody, but this time I wanted to slide, because sometimes I wanted to slide, sometimes I wanted to hammer on. I want to make sure I could do both. So if I'm sliding, this is what I do. So slide from 3 to 5. So now my first finger's here, so I'm going to bar. But now I have to pivot. So I'm only barring 2 notes, and I bring my middle finger up here. So some people find this really awkward, some people find the other version very awkward, but both are kind of awkward, but you got to do it some way. And then my middle finger comes up in here and gets a C, right? Then I'm pivoting on that C to get this E note with my 3rd finger. So let me just play that line, so 2 notes to pick up. So totally different fingerings, same melody, right? It's just one I slide, one I hammer on. And if you want to practice just one, go practice one. If you want to get them both so you're comfortable if you do one or the other, go with that. And they're completely interchangeable. Okay, and then the last little line here is not so melodic style. You could pick each note, but I'm just doing it with hammer-ons and pull-offs to make it very smooth. And normally if I was playing this, it kind of goes down. But this is a little bit of a trick. We don't have that low C, technically D, so we have to kind of work our way up. So this is the solution I have, working my way up from this. Right? Now, actually, you'll see in brackets, I have that because normally if you would repeat the B section, play a C chord. Nice. Okay, that's it. I really hope you enjoy this tune. I think it's a lot of fun. Oh, let me give a quick disclaimer about this. This is particularly, I notice it a lot on the banjo. I'm a little bit more fluent on the guitar with stuff like this. But this stuff, it's a little hard to think of, and it's very, very easy to make it sound robotic. So the first step is often to like get the notes in the right spot, and then it kind of sounds like da 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 da. So tricks that I really like to use to make something sound more human is 2 things. I alter the time feel. So I'll go through and I'll try to play it really straight. And then I'll try to play it really swung. And when I find I can do both ways, this is after you feel comfortable just finding the notes. But when I find that I can do both really swung and really straight, then it starts to feel more natural where I want it to be. And it actually depends a lot with the swing feel, with who you're playing it with and at what speed, it all changes. So you want to kind of experiment around with that. That can make something sound more human. And another thing that really I find helps is just altering the dynamics. So I might start off playing way quieter than I would ever play it. And get louder. And like just getting louder and quieter and louder and quieter, and really trying not to like speed up or slow down, because that's something that you tend to do. And this is something I really find helpful when I play something and it just sounds too robotic to me. And I find if I just spend a little time altering the dynamics and altering the swing, that it starts to come a lot more smoother and a lot more smoother. And these melodic style banjo arrangements, I find them very tough to make them really kind of sound nice and natural and human. They take a little while. Okay, so last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to play through it nice and slow. A, A, B, B. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Actually, we'll start. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Hope you enjoy this as much as I do. All right, until next time. Bye.